Mate, what was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that?
Get down there.
Welcome to this video where we wild camp in one of the most haunted forests in the UK. In this video you're going to see us check out some history, wild camp in that haunted forest and try and chase some ghosts. If you watch this on YouTube, spoiler alert, we've probably survived. So we are in Pembrey Country Park and this is where it's alleged to have the most haunted forest in the UK. They've even done one of the most haunted episodes here and companies still to this day come out with groups of people and try and find ghosts in these forests. The history side of this is that there was a munitions factory in World War I and World War II which actually exploded and killed 6 people. That also relates to the ghost side of things, but Ross, being the wicked historian that he is, he's going to tell us about the history side of it. We're going to find this munitions factory and then we're going to camp in the woods and try and find some ghosts.
This is the way to the munitions factory, apparently. Damn it!
So we've actually found one of the munition factory bunkers. Just to show you, this is the entrance. This is where I believe a lot of the factory workers did work out of. And as you can see, there's a lot of heavy walled, thick walled rooms in here, which are really dark and actually quite creepy. There's a devil sign there. Can you see that? Try the torch a bit more. Should we come back here at night and investigate?
Sure, why not? It's not like I like living or anything, is it?
Let's just hope this footage leaves the GoPro. Is that a corridor?
Yep.
Oh. I don't know about this, Ross. Does it stop?
Nope. So this has gone from haunted woodland wild camp. It's going to end up being a found footage video at the end, isn't it?
Well, I know you're a bit worried. I should be super worried.
On BBC Wales Tonight, 2 idiots go missing in Pembrey.
Ross, shall we say this is the night footage later in the video?
Yeah, sure.
Shall we?
Yeah. They would come back.
This is for you guys. There's no way I'm going in the room later.
Don't worry, I'll perform my devil ritual on my own then. The site in Pembrey is constructed in 1882 by the New Explosive Company, and it was later bought about 5 years later, around 1887, 1888, by the Nobel Explosive Company, made by the same guy who's the Nobel Peace Prize is named after. Fun fact, he also designed and developed TNT, so that's why he had an explosive company. So that was purchased by him, and that was the older structure, which is a bit further to the north where we've just walked from. And obviously you can see that's a bit more Victorian because the structures, the tunnels that we went through were red brick. This is obviously poured concrete, so this was an early 20th century construction, and obviously explosives production was ramped up during the war. So, and at one point it was producing about 200 tons of crude TNT a week. Produced about 50,000 tons by the end of the war from 1914 to 1918, and also produced about 20,000 tons of cordite, which is a form of, not quite gunpowder, but burns at a higher intensity, is known as smokeless powder, which is a key ingredient in using explosives. At its peak, it employed around just under 5,000 people, around 4,700 to 4,800, the majority of which obviously were women, and so many of them were working with such highly corrosive and dangerous chemicals. It changed the colour of their skin and changed the colour to yellow, and their nickname ended up being the Canary Girls, or known as Canaries. And many of them ended up unfortunately developing cancers and becoming infertile as a result of their work.
So now on to the ghostly side of things.
Otherwise known as the nonsense side of things.
Not for me. So the story goes that there's a lot of ghost history within Pembrey. most famously known as the Little Hatchet Man. So this guy would stand on the beach with lanterns, confuse ships and make them crash into the shore. And when survivors try to escape into the forest and try and find safety, the Hatchet Man would find these people and kill them with a hatchet. There's also stories as well that in World War II there was an air base around here, and a lot of planes would, RAF planes would crash trying to make it back to base. So a lot of sightings around the forest have been of RAF airmen just luring around the forest and walking. That goes from shouts, cries and other ghostly figures seen slowly just wandering around the forest. So let's hope we see none of them tonight. So this appears to be another entrance to the factory from what we think. And here we have it. It's quite dark. Oh, and my bag's hit the roof. It's a bit of a square tunnel with blocks just going along the floor, and it comes out the other side into another big opening where that factory would have been and all the munitions would have been kept.
It's hard to make out what the structures used to be, because these don't look like they're tunnels. They look like this is meant to be open air, and when you come through any of these tunnels, there's an embankment on each side.
So none of the embankments, is that anything to do with the threat of enemy air raids back in World War I?
No, since it was the First World War, air raids into South Wales weren't a threat at all, and the threat should have been limited during the Second World War as well. But for the First World War, no. This would just been in the woods for it to keep it away from population centres. If you're building a munitions factory and constructing munitions, you just don't want it near anyone. So no, there was no aerial threat in the First World War. Oh look, it's a German. So this, I think, is one of the Second World War structures that were constructed after the fall of France in May 1940. And obviously there's the threat of invasion from Germany. And so these were constructed all along the British coast. So I don't think this has anything to do with the munitions factory, which was constructed in the late 19th century, in the Victorian period. And this was constructed much later. This is part of the Second World War construction of bunkers that were constructed all along the southern coast of England, and obviously in the Bristol Channel with the Wales, and going up, connecting with some fortifications in Scotland. Obviously a lot can change in 80 years, so I'm assuming a lot of these trees weren't around during the 1940s. In this bunker, obviously there's another porthole here, part of this pillbox that would have had a pretty good field of fire. Then they put it on this mound for a reason, so it would have had a great field of fire all the way around. The beach is in that direction to the south, and obviously in theory, if the Germans for some reason thought the best place to land would have been in South Wales, they'd have landed here, and this bunker would have had a good field of fire on them. The fear at the time, you've got to understand the history in the context of the time. Obviously there's palpable fear that obviously Germany had steamrolled across Poland, the Low Countries, Norway and France without any real difficulty, and I thought that Britain was next. But obviously the English Channel does also operate as the world's largest anti-tank ditch, and it doesn't matter how strong your army is, if you haven't got a navy to get it across, it's irrelevant. If you look at the preparations that went into D-Day, the years of planning, the design, the specialist equipment, and that took to go into that operation, Germany had none of that in 1940. And the argument goes, a lot of historians believe, even if we lost the Battle of Britain and Germany somehow managed to gain air superiority or complete air dominance over Britain, they still would have been able to evade. The Royal Navy dwarfed the Kriegsmarine by a factor of more than 10 to 1. And most of the German fleet, particularly its destroyer fleet, was destroyed during the fighting around Norway.
And now the fun stops for us and begins for you guys. We're now going to find a camp in a horrendous forest, set up the tent, get some food on the go. We got some nice chili and rice. Have a ration pack, try that, and then yeah, see if the forest has any surprises for us before we go back and visit that scary munitions bunker. Can't wait. Yeah, we've actually managed to find our spot to camp tonight. It is this little bit of flat patch within the woodland. It's probably the only flat patch we've been looking for a while. We're trying not to get too far away from the munitions bunker. We're only a couple of 100 metres, as we want to be quite close to that tonight because we're going to go visit it, and then obviously we don't want to leave the camp for too long or be too far away from it, just in case. Even though we are pretty deep into the forest, I don't think anyone's going to come across here. But yeah, this looks like the spot for the night. And there we have it. There's the Jackal 3 OEX tent set up in our little spot in the woods. I've said about it on previous videos, it is a great tent. It's about £140, you can get on a good budget, a 3-man tent for 1.5 people. But it's a great tent, you can get and go outdoors, so I highly recommend it. The plan is now is that because we are in a woodland area, we are secluded, even though we're not too far from a footpath, but no one's going to spot us here. We're not going to actually set up a fire tonight. That's because we're in the country park. I kind of respect it a lot more, rather than being on top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere. So not that we ever damage anywhere where we actually do videos, but we're just in case, isn't it? So tonight, for the first time in our videos, we're using a gas and stove system. So we're going to set that up now. We're going to get the chili and rice from the ration pack onto there, and that's going to be our food for tonight. Obviously the negative of that is that without the fire it's going to be a lot colder. It's looking to reach about 0 degrees tonight, but don't worry, me and Ross, we've got plenty of layers, so hopefully we'll be alright.
Yeah, since we don't have a fire, we're going to use the camping stove instead, or gas stove, and we're just going to get these ration packs we got from Go Outdoors, about £5 each. This is James's one. I've got a different one somewhere that I'll have later, so we're just going to pull these open and then see how these taste.
How's that look, Ross?
Starting to look pretty good so far.
Would your dog eat it?
I don't have a dog.
Ross has a nut allergy. If that had nuts in it, Ross, what would the outcome be right now?
I don't think an ambulance is getting up here anytime soon, is it?
Here we have it. Got some chili and rice for the boys. Oh my god. Don't show my mother. That's nice to hear. That's really good. Really impressed with that.
Nice. Well, James, it's starting to get a little bit darker, so the moment of exploring the haunted World War I munitions bunker is fastly approaching. How are you feeling?
Terrified. I really don't want to go. There's a lot of rooms in there with some devil stuff on the wall. So let's hope that's done by a 17-year-old idiot rather than a demon. But yeah, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling fine because it's nonsense. I think it's not real. You know? We're walking back from the supposed, he says, the devil thing on the wall, which is just some, you know, juvenile delinquency graffiti on the wall. It's got nothing to do with witches. And he's asking on the way back, he's like, witches, like, oh, what if it's witchcraft? Is it like, you know, it could be a problem? Like, yeah, it would be a problem, you know, only if witchcraft was real.
You don't know. How do you know it's not real?
But it isn't real. So like,
how do you know it's not real?
How do I know that witchcraft's real?
How do you know it's not real?
I can't prove a double negative. That's not how it works. There's a concept now. It's called burden proof. If you're saying that witchcraft is real, and you need to prove it. So go.
1-0 to you.
Like 9-0 at this point on various issues.
Do you know that?
Maybe it was wanted children. Or the practice ski slope.
And here is the dreaded time where we go and find a ghost in a haunted munitions tunnel. So yeah, can't wait for that one. The plan is to head down there and see if there's anyone else there but us. As you can tell by my face, I really don't want to do it.
We're back at the entrance to the bunker. About to go explore it in the pitch black. You want to go first?
No, I went first last time. You can go first.
Oh, you went first last time in broad daylight.
I'm in. If there's any humans in here which are trying to have a good night's sleep, just let us know. We'll go. It's horrific. I'm not a fan of this. These are the rooms of the bunker, full of graffiti and devil signs. I know where Ross he's looking at now. He wants us to go in the tunnel that goes into the bunker, where there's probably going to be some horrible skin monster sleeping in the dark, which we're going to wake up and he's going to eat us alive. What do you reckon, Ross? Anyone in the tunnel?
Well, if there is, they've got to vacate because we're park rangers. Park rangers.
Housekeeping.
FBI, open up. We're about to go down one of the tunnel / corridors. See where this leads.
This is like sort of a horror movie. The Blair Welsh Project. Is this cool? Yeah?
Yep.
What's up there? Work us back out. I kind of worry about where the hell go in case it went deeper into the hill, but fortunately it just comes back out. Look at that, why are people trying to scare? Look at this. Boom. Boom. Grow up, innit? Don't be like that. Why should I care? Did he spell penis wrong?
I don't know. Either that or you spelled peanuts wrong.
What do you reckon? Penis or peanuts?
Not really a great look at the Welsh education system there, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't help how well she's had that. And now it's time for the Room of Doom. Look at this, it's horrific.
It's just a star.
It's not just a star, is it?
Or what is it then?
It's a star in a circle that has horrific meanings. Why would someone do that as well?
You know that thing about symbolism or Christianity, why are you so scared about it? I know what that is though.
I don't know, I just see it in films, it looks horrific. There's nothing else in here either. This is why it's the Room of Doom. You right?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying something.
I was just trying to sort out my torches.
Oh, God.
No, I was just trying to get the strobe light off.
Sorry, I'm on edge. And there it is, the Room of Doom.
What are the odds you spent 30 seconds on your own in there? With no lights.
No lights.
No lights.
Just
I
for
leave
you.
the bunker and you've got to stay in there.
Just for you guys. All right. Okay. Look, you'll be outside though.
Yeah, like 100 yards away.
No. Alright, let's do it. This could be the lost tape. Right, the torch is going off. Wish me luck. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. Mate, what was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that?
Get it down there.
No, let's leave. I don't like that. Let's leave.
Stay down.
That was weird, wasn't it?
I heard one earlier, but
It was like a stone or something, wasn't it?
that was louder than last time.
No, I don't like that. Let's go. Let's get out of the room, dude. It's time to leave. It's time to leave, ladies and gents. Let's go. Goodbye, everyone. Stay here. Do not follow me. I do not want you to come with me. You will not come with me. This is no permission for you to come with me. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Well, we're back now at the camp. What do you think of that compared to the castle with spooky tunnels? Tunnels are spooky. I don't like that.
Far creepier, mate. That was like something of a horror movie. I was generally in there and I was really, really nervous. I was pooping my pants, is what I can say on YouTube. Yeah, that was disgusting. Some of those rooms, the writing on there, the devil signs, all that kind of stuff. And that corridor was horrific, mate. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one, I'll be honest. That possibly, I think that is way creepier than the castle. But yeah, I just want to get in the tent now and just lock up and get to sleep.
Yeah, I think I felt like it was because it was more to do with that there's no way to get out of it quickly. With the castle, because there's a ruin, there's loads of areas to get out if you feel like something might go wrong.
Yeah, and the castle was like, the car wasn't too far from it. Like, we are quite far from the car. That tunnel especially, it's a good, like, deep into the forest. It's hell of a trek. You know, you're running into places you don't really know either. Whereas the castle, I knew like 2 minutes away we could run to the car. Plan is now, get in the tent and survive. That's all I want to do. Get in the tent and survive. So hopefully, see you in the morning. Good morning, campers. So yeah, that is the night done and it is now the morning. It was quite a cold one. Yeah, for the first couple of hours it was very chilly, but as you guys know, a few bodies in a small area sort of warms things up pretty quick. It was quite a quiet camp compared to other ones. There wasn't much noise and we didn't get murdered by ghosts, so that's always a positive. The plan is now, Ross is up and out, he's heading to the toilet, so I'm going to get up, get this tent down ASAP and get out of here before it actually gets busy in the area. So yeah, no one will know we're actually here. And there it is, another night survived. It's absolutely freezing this morning, by the way. But yeah, another one done. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'd really appreciate your support. The support's been amazing over the last couple of weeks and the channel has really grown, so any more support would be amazing. Thank you so much and we'll catch you in the next one.